What's up, YouTube? So today, before we get started, on Undisputed, they're going to be talking about how is Big Ben going to do with two of his main stars gone, Antonio Brown and Le'Veon Bell. So let's see what they have to say about that.
Okay, Shannon, after all their moves, are the Steelers better or worse now?
I believe they're worse. I get it, Skip, if these guys couldn't play and it was causing conflict in the locker room. Mm-hmm. But when you lose AB, 6 straight seasons in which he's caught at least 100 passes, 1,200 yards, average 8 touchdowns. Nobody in the history of the game has ever done that. Le'Veon Bell. Look, James Conner had an unbelievable season, especially given what he overcame. Mm-hmm. But he's not Le'Veon Bell. Le'Veon Bell, before he took last year off, was one of the 2 best backs in all of football. Mm-hmm. That's what's leaving that locker room.
And it should go without saying that, of course, they're going to be worse off without having Antonio Brown and Le'Veon Bell. That should go without saying. There's no need to even explain that. Let's keep going.
You know why I say they're not going to be any better? Because the guy that's the worst leader, I believe, in the NFL is still there, and that's Ben Roethlisberger. Mm-hmm. They've done nothing about him but...
Wait a minute. Ben Roethlisberger is a winner. He's a proven Super Bowl quarterback. So he's been to, 3 Super Bowls, won 2 of them. Well, he went to the Super Bowl his second year? Nah, Big Ben, he's definitely a proven quarterback, and proven solid Super Bowl caliber type quarterbacks are hard to find. So let's keep going.
Reward him with a new contract. They haven't yet, but they're about to. So he's still there. So no, I do not believe that they're going to be a better team this year than they were last year.
Ben Roethlisberger's won 2 Super Bowls and been to 3.
Ancient history.
6 Pro Bowls.
Ancient history.
I don't think 6 Pro Bowls are ancient history.
That's what you just tell me.
That may be old news, and it may have been a while since Ben's been to the Super Bowl. But there's something to be said about just getting there and winning, having that experience. A lot of quarterbacks don't have that experience of getting to the Super Bowl, getting to the playoffs, winning the Super Bowl. And that experience accounts for a lot. Like I said, Super Bowl caliber quarterbacks are hard to come by. Very hard to come by, especially ones like Ben. And he started out balling. Like I said, he went to the Super Bowl, his second year? So he's a great quarterback. Probably first ballot Hall of Famer. So let's keep going.
He's led the league twice in passing yards. He was 3rd best last year, not ancient history, last year in QBR. He's 3rd in the league in QBR.
Who knows what?
Wake me up when they lose Ben Roethlisberger, and then we can have this conversation.
All those things, those 2 Super Bowls, been to 3, those 6 Pro Bowls, the 5,000-yard passing season. You ain't mentioned nothing about his leadership because you say you put a lot of stock in leadership.
I do,
okay,
and I do not think he's a great leader. In fact, I will give you he's a below-average leader, but I think he will be on more of a hot seat to rise and shine this year, as will his head coach. I'm still a fan of his head coach, but now the decks are cleared and the air is cleared. This is going to be a...
So it doesn't matter it doesn't necessarily matter how good of a leader is. If he's winning, he's going to Super Bowls, he's going to the playoffs, his stats are up there, well then that's fine because he's doing his job. If he's not the best leader, hey, it doesn't matter. He's still doing his job. He's still being a productive quarterback. Now, if his numbers are starting to slide, he's not being as productive, and he's a bad leader, that could be a problem. But Big Ben's always came through. Always came through. So let's keep going.
Happier, more unified locker room and football team. It just has to be because all that is gone.
Well, he can't. Right? Well, let's see, Skip. Let's see. There's no Haley, the offensive coordinator. He left a couple of years ago. He can't throw him under the bus.
Nope.
AB's gone. He can't throw him under the bus. Le'Veon's gone. So who gets thrown up under the bus now?
Well, maybe nobody needs to get thrown under the bus. Maybe they're just going to take off. I still think they're a little better in Cleveland because their defense is a little better.
Okay.
They tied for 1st in sacks last year. I told you I love James Washington from what he did at Oklahoma State and was not able to do, and the quarterback was all over him last year.
Right. Yeah.
I think he starts to grow up right before your very eyes. They went and got Dante Moncrief yesterday. Moncrief's pretty good. He had a pretty quietly good. He caught 48 balls for 668 from Blake Bortles last year. So again, he was a former 3rd-round pick out of Ole Miss. He was decent at Indy. Put him in there with Juju and James Washington, and all of a sudden with Vance McDonald, they're still pretty good. Their offensive line is better than Cleveland's.
Oh yeah, their offensive line is better than Cleveland. Mm-hmm. But that ain't AB.
Yeah,
that's not Le'Veon.
Okay.
And the fact of the matter is, Skip, like you said, they've made the decision. Everything is replaceable except what? Because these guys are so hard to come by. Remember how long they had to go between Terry Bradshaw and Ben Roethlisberger. They don't want another quarter century to pass.
Okay, but Ben is still there.
Yeah.
So you're...
Exactly. They're holding on to Ben as long as you can, and his numbers are still up there. So you're fine.
The one
It's
position
still bad.
you need...
Terrible leader.
Okay, he is, but he's not a terrible player.
No.
He is not.
But-
And seriously, James Conner, you don't think that line loves to block for him
Yeah.
more than it did for Le'Veon?
But think about what you're saying. He's not a terrible player, but he's a terrible leader.
Okay.
Antonio Brown is not a terrible player, but he's a terrible teammate. You see, Jenny? You see how that worked?
Okay.
Okay, then. So what we going to do about
I'd
that?
rather lose the diva wideout than the quarterback. You can't replace the quarterback. You can replace the wide. You can come closer to replacing the wideout.
The quarterback was really, really well when he was not in a leadership position. When they had Alan Faneca and Bus and Joey Porter and Hines Ward, they was. Do you notice that, Skip? And Coach Cowher ran that ship.
Yeah.
And it was when they started giving Ben Roethlisberger more and more power that they started having these problems. You never.
Well, I don't know, Shannon, because Ben Roethlisberger, he always, no matter what, just being a quarterback, you have some type of leadership traits. There's something there. Big Ben's always been a good leader. He's always held it down. That's why he's been able to do what he's been able to do. So as far as, you're going too far with he's absolutely the worst leader ever. You can't be. You can't be, especially being a quarterback. Let's keep going.
heard about this before.
How many wide receivers have come and gone in Pittsburgh
A lot.
over the years? A whole bunch.
Yes.
6 of one, half dozen of the other. AB is really talented. He's really good.
He's the best one.
He will add voltage to the Oakland
Yes.
offense, obviously.
Yes.
But they can figure that out in Pittsburgh because they have a legacy and a tradition of doing that. They can fall back on, we are the Steelers. It's hard for the Raiders to fall back on that because they haven't been the Raiders for so long.
Raiders.
Haven't had it.
Yeah.
You know what just dawned on me? I think AB posting about Carr is more about being happy to be without Big Ben.
I would
This is
agree
all
with
just
that.
simple reminders that he's happy to
Well,
be
and then
without the guy.
he got Derek to go to the park and throw to him,
Yeah.
and Ben would never do that. Okay?
And who's filming in the bushes?
Honey,
Like, who's
I don't
filming
know.
this?
Well, let's not hype it up like Brown and Carr are just the best of buddies right now because they don't really know each other. They don't know each other at all. So they're still kind of trying to fill each other out and see each other's personalities and all that. Big Ben and Antonio Brown, they know each other. So there might be some friction there. So, of course, they're not going to be hanging out. But let's see what happens the next year when Carr and Brown have a chance to gel, a chance to see and play around each other's personalities. We'll see if they're buddies and chummy then. And especially if they're losing, we'll see what happens then. So let's keep going on.
Honeymoon.
Honeymoon.
It's hard.
Good at the
The
time.
only time I've ever heard of somebody honeymoon turning out bad was old Rob Parker, Skip. And you know,
You can't say it without him here to
but you know, but Skip,
He
come
didn't
on.
say his honeymoon turned out bad. He just said he started watching Tiger at the Masters.
And then it all.
1997.
And he went down. He said it went downhill from
He
there.
did.
That was on the honeymoon.
Oh, yeah.
Look, it's the honeymoon. AB's on the honeymoon. Le'Veon's on the honeymoon. Yeah. We would have loved to see this thing play out. All of them play their career together, kind of like the triplets, kind of like Michael and Emmett and Troy, because that's what should have happened, Skip. Something went awry. Look, something went wrong when you have this kind of talent and you can't get to a Super Bowl. Something's not right because there are very few teams in the last 10 years that have had this kind of talent. And with that offense, as you mentioned, that offensive line. Now, the defense left something to be desired, especially their back end.
Yeah.
But you're supposed to be able to overcome that. It just goes to show you how chaotic it was worse. Listen to Jesse James talk. It was worse than we previously thought. Not worse.
Okay, I will buy that. But you condemn the quarterback. Does the head coach?
No,
How about the head coach? Is he just
No, I don't.
any blame, any
No.
scrutiny?
Look. I start with the players because I'm big on self accountability. But Mike Tomlin, you're the head coach. You let it get out of hand because, like he said, when Antonio Brown did what he did, what did he say? We're not gonna punish ourselves. Okay, you're like, well, I'm gonna continue to do it. But hey, Ben Roethlisberger is not without fault here now.
Yeah.
Because he's supposed to be the leader. He's far from that.
I think
Well, Ben can still be a leader of the team, but there's certain levels of being a leader. Like the head coach, Tomlin, he should have definitely taken over once he saw things were going bad in the locker room. Because obviously it's probably going to go Tomlin and then go to Ben and then on down. If Ben can't handle things or he's fighting with somebody else, then the head coach needs to step in and organize things and get things under control. So let's keep going.
Pittsburgh's been challenged by this. I think they're going to have a big year.
Well, they need to. Because they come on, Skip, with that kind of talent.
All right. They
got to put it like this here. If you down on LeBron James missing the playoff, you should be way down on them missing the playoff.